So now I want to talk a little bit about how we end up with poor posture, because it's a question I hear a lot. How does this happen? Why didn't I know this information when I was 20 years old, when I was a kid? Why am I learning now how to walk? It seems a little bit silly. Why am I unlearning all these unhealthy patterns? So this starts at a really young age, and it's not really built into our society to talk about how to properly use your body. So it starts as early as toddlerhood. You're watching your primary caregivers. So whether that's your mom, your dad, your grandparents, whoever is with you, you imitate what they do. That's how we learn things. We imitate. So if your parents have like a bad back and they're rounded over a lot, or there's something over their computer all the time, you see that and you do it because you learn from your parents, you learn from your caregivers. So it starts as early as that. So I have seen parents that have nice lengthened spines, and then their 4-year-olds are sitting that way. And then another parent tends to do this, and then their kids are tending to do this. So there's what you see when you're growing up. As you get older and older, there's just more of that time spent with those caregivers. So there's imitation. And then you go to school. And most school chairs, I'm in the US, at least in the US, we do not have a great setup for school chairs and school desks. It's not good. There are a lot of chairs that are rounded. They're just like a rounded back that encourages you to kind of lean and slump into it. So that encourages a rounded spine. So we have that. So then you go to school and everyone is sitting in these chairs and you're slumping. And so you get used to that posture. You get used to being in that position. And so there you are. So now you're imitating your family members who may not have the best use of their body. And then you're sitting in these chairs and that is not helpful to you. And then a variety of things along the way, like that, imitating other people in your lives and other role models you have, so then you're a teenager and then you've got these heavy backpacks. I see kids with backpacks on and they're just kind of pulling their shoulders forward to get those heavy backpacks on. They're carrying that around and then they're sitting in the terrible chairs. And then when you're a teenager, you're growing up, you're hit puberty, or you're usually uncomfortable with your body. And then people start to close in on themselves and try to kind of hide and protect themselves a little bit. So then that shifts your posture. And if you don't learn to get out of that, you're likely not going to get out of that. So if no one's teaching you along the way how to shift this, or what's healthy, or what feels better, it may just stay the way it is. So then you go into your 20s, and let's say you're at an office job. So now you've got all these patterns. You take it right into the office and you sit at your desk and you get into that posture where you're sitting at your desk, and there you are, 25 years old, and now your neck hurts and your shoulders hurt and your back hurts, and you don't know any differently because this is what you've done your whole life. So that's how we end up here. And it's just not really taught along the way. I do hope to change that. I hope to get more into schools with this work. But right now I end up helping mostly adults who didn't have this information, as none of us really do. So that's how we get there. So now we've gotten there. How do we unravel it? How do we unlearn some of these bad habits? Because that's really what this is. It's habit changing. These are habits, but they're just harder to change because they've been so ingrained in your body. But we can change them, and we're going to change them. But it is important to know how you got there, what it looks like, what you're doing, and then how do we kind of get out of it and unravel some of that so that we can make it better.